All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our Veeam Shift to Subscription webinar. My name is Ruben van Achter, and I am the Business Development Manager for Veeam at TechData. Now, currently, many software vendors have already or are moving towards a subscription licensing model, and so does Veeam. So in order to support you and your customers, we've initiated this webinar. Now, what is going to be presented to you today? The webinar consists of 3 parts. The first part is the shift to subscription with Veeam. Part 2, how to take advantage of the TechData Software Store. And last but not least, use TechData's payment solutions to win more deals. Now, if you would have any questions during the presentation, then feel free to unmute yourself, pose your question in the chat box, or you could wait until the end of each part where we provided some time for a Q&A. That being said, let's start off with the first part, and that's the shift to Veeam Universal Licensing presented by Cesar and Julia from Veeam. Let me give you control. If it works, yes. Julia, now you should have control, and then you can start with your presentation. We can't hear you.
Hello, is it good now?
Yes.
Nice. Hello, everyone. My name is Julia Nicolau. I'm the Inside Distribution Manager working with TechData Belgium. Thank you for attending to this webinar. I will be your presenter for this session, this part of the presentation. I'm accompanied by my colleague Cesar Corcheș, the channel business developer for Benelux. He will be helping me with your questions. Please input the questions in the chat section, and we will try to tackle these questions during the presentation. In case there are questions we are not able to respond in this presentation, we will email you after the presentation ends. If you have pricing related questions, then I will kindly ask you to redirect those questions towards your distributor, TechData Belgium. So let's start first with the agenda for today. The agenda is the licensing transition to Veeam Universal License, the end of sales for the sockets, what to expect starting with 1st of July 2022, and your licensing options and some licensing best practices. Let's start first with the first chapter of the presentation. You will see that it is split in 3 parts. The first part is focused around why subscription licensing is the best option for you and your customers. With the old licensing model per sockets, shifts in data management are complicated, costly, and inflexible. Many advanced capabilities of Veeam backup application cannot be metered or licensed per CPU, including cloud, physical, or NAS workloads, for example. With a universal license from Veeam, your customers have access to these features to best serve their transforming environment needs. We go into towards next slide. The best features that VUL brings to customers are continuous data protection, native tape support, WAN accelerator, storage appliance integration, and Sure backup. We offer the best 24/7, 365 support for our customers, reducing the downtime even during the nights and the weekends. As you know, many customers tend to apply updates in their environments exactly during these times of the week and in the weekend. So our support team prioritizes production support customers compared to basic support customers, providing up to 3 times lower SLAs for those with production support. With the VUL, the customers can cover all types of workloads. So with simpler implementation and license management, while also receiving a 10% license buffer for free. You may wonder why subscription licensing now? Well, Veeam always pioneers innovation to keep data more secure and accessible. From July 1st, 2022, the new license sales for customers will be for Veeam Universal licenses to make sure we provide future-proof versatility. The vast majority of offers from all backup providers are subscription-based products. Even appliance-based backup solutions are frequently offered through a subscription model. How does Veeam protect modern data protection, you may wonder? How does Veeam provide modern data protection, you may wonder? Well, Veeam's product design philosophy centers around these 4 principles we have on this slide. So Veeam is simple, it's easy to use and cost-effective with immediate return of investment. Veeam Universal is simple to deploy, easy to manage and customize. Our single platform brings all customers' data together in one place, so they can easily put it to work. Its scalable architecture grows as end users' business does, so with no hardware or software limitations or wasted resources. Veeam is flexible because you can use it on any platform with any storage on any cloud. Software defined, hardware agnostic, and cloud ready. Veeam is giving customers a choice to run the software however they want. They can choose their storage and cloud options with no vendor lock-in, no cloud tax, and their data is also 100% portable across any system and always recoverable with no reliance on proprietary hardware or continual licensing. Veeam is also reliable because it offers confidence that customers' data is protected and always available. Veeam software simply just works, as you already know. No matter how many users or servers, applications, or terabytes, Veeam can scale to meet the challenge. Exceeding the RTOs and RPOs, our platform ensures the highest data certainty, improving the confidence and the reliability of backup and recovery by 78%. Also, the software is powerful because it offers fast, secure, scalable, and future-proof for the enterprise customers. Comprehensive support for cloud, virtual, software as a service, Kubernetes, and physical platforms supporting modern applications and databases. VUL offers fast recoveries using the Veeam patented instant recovery, and it's scalable to ensure the protection for the largest backup needs. Customers can create and they can test and orchestrate their disaster recovery strategy, including documentation for audit and compliance. Secure immutable storage options for bulletproof ransomware protection are also offered. Customers can achieve greater efficiency through intelligent policy-driven backup lifecycle automation, advanced data reuse capabilities, and overall reduction in data loss and downtime. As I mentioned before, we have a single platform, which is licensed with a Veeam Universal License, a flexible per workload annual subscription license for protecting all workloads across on-premise, hybrid, and multi-cloud environments. An industry first, VUL is portable and transferable between workloads and thus future-proof. The license moves easily from physical to virtual to multi-cloud, Windows, Linux, NAS, VMware, AWS, Azure, and beyond. The instances can be transferred or moved on the customer's own schedule, and they are not product, environment, or workload specific. VUL has an universal edition for a simplified experience. So you will no longer have to understand all the additions of the previous products we had in the past. It is always fully featured with 24/7 365 support. Our customer will not have a license or appliance lock-in. Customers can start small and grow to meet their needs. The subscription model is flexible for operational expenses. So what workloads does VUL protect? Well, VUL, being very versatile, covers workloads ranging from on-premise, cloud, or even hybrid environments for virtual machines, such as VMware, vSphere, Microsoft Hyper-V, Nutanix AHV, and the new Red Hat virtualization. On top of those, we also have support for cloud-native Amazon EC2 and RDS, Azure, and the new Google Cloud Platform VMs. Physical servers, workstations, and endpoints such as Windows, Linux, the new Mac, IBM iX, and Oracle Solaris are also part of the VUL's comprehensive array of protected workloads. But the versatility doesn't even end here, as VUL will also protect enterprise apps and databases for Microsoft, Oracle, SAP HANA, PostgreSQL, MySQL, and more, and even NAS file shares. As opposed to our per socket license model, which could only protect on-premise workloads along with just vSphere and Hyper-V hypervisors. You may wonder, what are your reasons to sell VU to your customers? Well, customers are looking for better value and solutions that meet their unique and time-sensitive needs, such as compliance. Migrating to or selling new subscription licenses keeps customers on the most current versions of Veeam products. Customers also seek guidance from their trusted advisor, that's you. The subscription licensing helps you lock in durable recurring revenue with each customer, adding significant lifetime value from existing customers, eventually making more than you would by selling a perpetual socket license. You as a reseller can unlock previously untapped customer segments, which can include business units that prefer operating rather than capital expenses, or companies whose cash constraints prevent them from making big advanced investments, such as small businesses. As technology sales and vendor portfolios continue to move towards a subscription licensing model, it is vital for you to stay current on industry trends and to make the switch. Need help selling the VUL licenses? Well, you can always reach out to a Veeam partner representative or to your distributor Tech Data Belgium. Veeam Universal Licensing allows you to stay competitive by offering more for less. VUL is a fully featured license, which means customers get to take the advantage of the functionality of an Enterprise Plus offering. For the cases where your customers still require perpetual licenses due to internal policies or because they need to achieve a CAPEX transaction model or because they have budget constraints, Veeam still offers VUL perpetual licensing. So please keep this in mind in case that's the case with your customers. The next chapter of the session today is regarding the end of sales for sockets and the licensing options still available to you. Once more, please keep in mind that starting with July 1st this year, you will no longer be able to sell these products to your customers, as Veeam will no longer have them in the price list. Per socket license sales will stop for new and existing customers of Veeam Backup Essentials and Veeam One, new customers of Veeam Backup Replication and Veeam Availability Suite. For new customers, you will only be able to sell Veeam Universal licenses either on perpetual or on subscription. For existing customers of Veeam Availability Suite or Veeam Backup Replication, you will still be able to sell perpetual per socket licenses until end of the year. Based on the feedback we have received from our partners and customers, Veeam has decided to extend the possibility to purchase Veeam Backup Replication and Veeam Availability Suite per socket perpetual licenses for existing customers of these products only until the end of the year, as I said. From 1st of July, Veeam will also introduce a price increase for the perpetual per socket licenses. You should have received a Veeam communication around this topic on 25th of May, but in case you don't find the email from Veeam, please ask your distributor Tech Data to share the information once more with you. Veeam Backup Essentials customers can continue staying with the current license model and renew per socket license maintenance while still being able to expand the per socket license count until June 30th, 2022. Please keep in mind that the current Veeam Backup Essentials has limitations. Customers can also purchase Veeam Backup Replication or Veeam Availability Suite VUL for all other non-VMware Hyper-V workloads, such as Windows, Linux, NAS, Amazon AWS, Microsoft Azure, and so on. The other options are to take advantage of our current promotions. The VBE Express migration will allow customers to transition to a fully featured Veeam Backup Essentials VUL before 1st of July 2022 at a discounted rate. They also have the option to expand their current environment should their licensing needs grow beyond the 50 license cap by benefiting from the VBE expansion promo. They will be able to keep the existing 50 licenses at the Veeam Backup Essentials rate, and they can expand with Veeam Backup Replication or Veeam Availability Suite VULs at the normal pricing. What to do to express migrate? Well, this option is available for Veeam Backup Essentials customers only. You can simply ask the distributor for a quote with express migration and specify the number of virtual machines that the customer would like to migrate. Once the migration process is completed, a new license key will be sent to the primary license administrator. In case you're interested in receiving a list of your customers who are eligible for this migration promo, please reach out to your distributor TechData Belgium. It's important to know that for existing customers using Veeam Backup Replication and Veeam Availability Suite, perpetual sockets, there are two options. To stay with perpetual licenses for sockets and plan for any future additional sockets needs by buying this before the end of the year, or to migrate to Veeam Universal licenses. When your customers ask you how to migrate, you can just follow the steps from this slide. It's recommended to determine the total VMs covered by the perpetual sockets and any additional workloads they might need to protect in order to provide this information to the distributor or to your Veeam representative. And now we're going towards the last part of the session from today regarding some useful licensing information. So let's go through the workload part. The Veeam Universal license is sold per packs of 10 instances for Veeam Backup Replication and Veeam Availability Suite Universal, or packs of 5 instances for Veeam Essentials Universal. An instance protects a workload, which can be a VM, a cloud VM, a server, an application server, NAS capacity, and workstations. The only exception from the rule, one instance equals one workload, is the workstation, because one instance protects 3 workstations. So what to expect if the support for a perpetual license has expired already? The end user will no longer have access to product updates and new product releases, and will be unable to access the basic or production support. Keep in mind that your customers with expired support will no longer be able to manage the licenses on the portal, and no new license keys will be provided. They will also not be able to merge the licenses or upgrade the editions. And this was the last slide of the presentation. Now we're focusing on the Q&A part. So let's see if we received any questions. I see there are no questions. If anyone has any question, they can also unmute themselves and ask them now. If not, I will give back to Ruben the remote control. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you, Julia, for the great presentation. Let's move on to the second part of this webinar, and that is how to take advantage of the TechData Software Store. And this will be presented by my colleague, Isabel. If everything is okay, then Isabel should have control.
Apparently I have. Hello, I am Isabel van Gijzegem, and I'm the Efficiency and Tools Manager for Belgium. And I'm here to tell you more about the most efficient tool to help you in your shift to the subscription, which is the Software Renewals Quote Dashboard on InTouch. How can you access this dashboard with renewal and migration quotes? Well, just log in to InTouch. If you don't have a login yet, you can contact your local InTouch reseller admin. If you don't know who that is, you can contact InTouch at TechData. They can tell you who your internal contact is, or if your company doesn't have an InTouch account yet, they will create one. This is the login page of InTouch, where you need to fill in your TechData account number, your username, and your password. Then click Login, and you will be guided to the InTouch homepage. There are 2 ways to access the dashboard. The first one is to click on My Renewals. The second one is to go to the Software in the menu bar. Click on Software, and this will create another toolbar where you can click on all vendor renewals. Both ways will guide you to the renewals dashboard. containing a lot of info, like the end user data, which you can see now, but also agreement number, support level, duration, due date, etc. You can search on these options, but by default, it is set to agreement. You can also filter by a certain period in time based on the due date, which you can see on the days due. When you click on the 3 dots, you get 2 options, revise option and download PDF, which gives you a PDF file from the details page, which we'll look at a little bit later. Let's say I was searching for the end user Gringotts. As you can see, I get 2 options, which means this end user has 2 contracts, ending probably, well, certainly at a different date and containing different products. When clicking on the more options, you will get all options. The 1-year basic renewal, the 2-year basic renewal, 3-year, but also the migration, the low density migration and a high density migration, sorry. When clicking on the quote ID or agreement, you will be guided to the details page. This is the one you get a PDF from, where you can see all details, reseller, end user, etc., and the agreement and dates, but also every info on the SKU and prices and description. Again, you can see here that there is an option. Oh,
Sorry.
System is.
That is not supposed to happen.
No, the wheel is turning.
Okay.
Okay. There is again the option to download the PDF, which gives you a PDF format of this page, but divided on 3 different pages and with the T's and C's, or the revised quote. When you click on revised quote, another page turns up where you can fill in some extra info and then click on revise. This will create an email towards the centralized email box of the sales, and they will return you the quote via mail. Or you can go to Go Basket. If this is what you want and what you need to order, you can go to Basket and you can order this whole set of quote. By clicking on the breadcrumbs on renewals up on the page, you can go back to the renewals dashboard. And that's as easy as it gets. I think that's very clear and easy. If you do have more questions, you can contact us by phone or by email to the centralized email address in sales or to myself. And then I thank you and I give remote back to Ruben. I think that's.
Thank you, Isabel.
Thank you.
For showing us the advantages of the TD Software Store. This means that we arrived at our 3rd and last part of the webinar, and that is use TD's payment solutions to win more deals. And this part will be presented by my colleague, Steven de Ridder. This is strange. I can't seem to give. Did you give control back to me?
Yes, I did.
1 second. The screen stopped sharing. Okay. Yes, Steven, the floor is yours.
Yes, you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great stuff. So thank you, first of all, for having me. I'm happy to spend some time on financial solutions, payment solutions that we can bring in order to help and support our vendor Veeam, but also all Veeam resellers in our space. So as you probably, I cannot enter, Ruben, or go to the next slide, please.
You should be able to. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So within Tech Data, I'm acting as a sales manager for financial solutions, supporting our vendors and resellers on a day-to-day basis. So via Tech Data Financial Solutions, we can support US Veeam partners to provide tailor-made financing solutions towards your end customers. This is of crucial importance today in order to make it possible to sell your products easier and quicker. So basically, by providing financial solutions, we give you the opportunity to add value towards your end customers by integrating financing into your sales process and offer the end customers our alternative payment solutions for the Veeam investment at hand. So how do we work on a day-to-day basis? So we basically mediate for every deal that we have at hand, and we provide to the partner, and you as a partner can provide it to the customer. We always provide a competitive payment solution. So we guide you basically from A to Z. This goes from delivery of the contract until a quick payment of your invoice. For a clear understanding, we as Finance Solutions are here to support you. We provide you with all information, contracts, but we never speak to the end customer, as we as Tech Data and especially Finance Solutions, we respect your commercial relationship with your end customer, so we only reach out to your end customer on a specific request. If you want me to join a call with the end customer, it's also possible. We are here to help, and we are here to enable business. So what is the option that we can provide? It's a loan financing agreement for 12, 24, 36 months, and that's the most used finance solution. But we can also lift it up to 60 months. So basically, what we provide is a tailor-made solution. So if your end customer wants to have a monthly, a quarterly, or yearly payment, all of these possibilities are available. We can provide these contracts from a 10K deal onwards. If it's a little smaller, we can always make an exception and make it work. The amount that we are financing is the amount excluding VAT, because of the fact that the VAT is never part of the financing. It doesn't make sense to finance VAT if you're able to pull it back after a 3-month period. And of course, it's always subject to credit approval. So the rates that we provide, they are competitive rates again, but it's just been interesting to know that these are, of course, determined by the creditworthiness of the customer, the term of the contract, and the desired payment frequency. If you can go to the next slide, Ruben.
Yes.
Thank you. So why should you be talking to the customer on finance solutions, and why integrate a payment solution? You will see that will help you win more deals and win them faster. By integrating financing into your sales process and talking about it, you give possibility to spread the payment over time. You will be able to upsell from a yearly subscription to a multi-year subscription. So you will be able to sell more and earn more. And basically, talking and integrating payment solutions will help you ease your conversation and move them towards a 3 or 5 year commit. It will improve your liquidity and cash flow, of course, because again, if the end customer signs an agreement, you as a reseller will be paid immediately after. And it's software, so it's really quick. You can avoid credit risk, so the risk is not at Tech Data, not with you as a partner, but with a leasing company. And what we have been seeing over the years is that it really improves the customer relationship. Once you have provided a contract to the end user, the end user will be happy. He knows that the solution is there, and he will get back to you. So that's a really important one. It's a cliche, but it's true. It will also move away your conversation, so you will be able to retain your margin more easily. And again, if you transact a transaction via financing, this is being kept out of the TechData's credit line. So I'm in constant contact with our credit manager, so I will make sure that everything runs smoothly and goes out of the credit line. So if you can move to the next one, Ruben.
Yes.
So how does it work in practice? So basically, when you speak up to a customer and the end user is interested in financing his deal, the only thing I need to know is who is the end customer and just specify name and VAT number. If you can provide me with your offer towards the end customer, I will be able to check the exact ins and outs and provide you with a contract for the desired duration and payment frequency by the end customer. So what do we do in the background? We do a credit check. We send out the contract. I will send out an email with all needed details. So you can send the contract to the partner. They can sign. I will check the contract upon receival. I will share it to the back of the leasing company in order to make sure that everything is okay. And once you have my approval, it's basically just ordering the goods and invoicing. So in terms of flow of payments, this is software. So in terms of flow, basically nothing changes. The only thing I need is a copy of the invoice from you as reseller towards the end customer. Once I have that, I will just request the certificate of acceptance to be signed by the end customer, and basically that's for me the sign to move towards the payment of your reseller invoice. Yes, Ruben, next slide, please. So what I've done is I've made a few examples on financing. The upper one is on a Veeam for 3-year subscription. So basically in the first column, annual subs, you see a price increase in year 2, and the annual subs 2, it's a price increase from year 3 onwards. The next column is a 3-year subscription. So basically you see one price and you see the price difference compared to annual subs 1 and 2, which is 6.6 or 8.2%. If you combine it with financing, of course, there's a cost involved, but you will see that it's still more interesting than going for an annual subscription. And so it's still a cost saving of 1.7 to 3.4%. And basically, the end customer always knows exactly what he will be paying on a yearly, monthly, or quarterly basis. And the lower model is based on a 5-year subscription model. Ins and outs are exactly the same. You can see the price differences. So again, it will help you ease your business. It will help you grow your Veeam business quicker, and you will be more profitable. It will give you less administration. And again, if there are any questions, then just reach out to us. But it will help you focus on selling multi-year contracts. Yeah, next one, please. So basically, this is all about changing attitude and reaching out to end customers that you can provide a 3-year or 5-year renewal Veeam. It will help you win and sell more and earn more. So again, it's important to talk about it. If you have any questions, just reach out to me. Our salespeople, the vendor, and myself, we are here to help you with all related questions, providing contracts, and just make sure that everything goes smoothly. That brings me to the next and last slide. So we as Tech Data Financial Solutions, we are acting as your trusted advisor. That's the role that we want to play. Cash remains king. It's all about mitigating risk. So integrate payment solutions and enabling business is what we can bring to markets on a day-to-day basis. Next to that, we have the possibility to work with payment deferrals if needed. If you have specific requests from customers, just reach out to me. I will discuss the options. With that said, I would like to conclude my part. So be aware that it's existing, that we're here to support Veeam and you as a partner in making this happen. We have all payment solutions at hand. So with that said, I would just give the word back to you, Ruben, or if there are any questions, please let me know.
There seem to be no questions yet. Okay, so thank you, Steven, Isabel, and Julia for the great presentations and for making this webinar possible, of course. And thanks to all of our partners for joining us today. We hope that you found this webinar interesting and useful. Soon you may expect an email from me, including the slide deck and the link to the recording of this webinar. So thanks again and see you later.